So today, in my usual suspicious mood, I was looking at some news and fake news of the country and the other country. As you can see, my mouse moving here. I was noticing something about this supposedly bombed theatre in the country of and I was looking at some news of this. It's a portrait of a man in fatigues who was claiming to be the ghost of from Russia, but actually it was just photoshopped. It's an Argentinian lawyer superimposed. So as you can imagine, when people investigated, it turned out that the piece of video that they'd posted on social media and pictures of the supposed ghost of equal to the Red Baron was produced in DCS, which is just a popular flight simulator game for computers, and then posted to YouTube, and then got repurposed and circulated as genuine footage. Even the BBC, who I find are one of the worst for misinformation, have shown and exposed their opponents, not themselves. With this one, for example, that on the second day of the invasion of the there was loads of false images and videos, which turned out to be much older video or even game footage, because games are looking so realistic. And with game engines, you can even make your own 3D footage that doesn't exist in a game and looks real, like the above picture. But what I really wonder about is who are these Maxar people who provide, and who do they serve, and why do they remove the metadata from their images if they wish to be proven truthful and transparent sources of information to news agencies? Because they're providing it to them, as you see here in this article. And as you can see, I checked the metadata, a simple check first, and as you can see, there's no location, there's no anything, you don't even know what camera or date. So in truth, all trustworthy and acceptable news media files for news companies should have the proper metadata in the images for them to confirm the authenticity and origin and authorship of the image and the date it was taken and the location, but they don't. As you can see on the left, there's some metadata from some basic image information, but there should be much more than that in order to confirm before releasing a news article and accepting an image as real. But it's used for propaganda dissemination, and part of the new problem is that they're now using artificial intelligence and automated drones to gather news through automated protocols, which I'll show you in the next slide. So as we can see here, they've got a map from one agency. It's just one of many examples of how drones and artificial intelligence is going to be used to gather news. So news and the word truth shouldn't really be pinned together, should they? News feeds, articles, events and stories. News detection from journalism, oriented events, classification and UAVs applicability. Google it, UAVs applicability. UAVs engagement decision. Semi-automated waypoints and flight plan preparation. That's for the drones, yeah? To go and pick up the news. Content alignment documentation and metadata propagation, archiving and publishing. Without the metadata, it's not real news. And so all the news I just showed you about the war in about the country of being attacked by or attacking and I haven't gone into how that's influencing the poor nations of the world, because what's happening in the country of and the country of isn't really the agenda. The agenda is to influence the rest of the world and the poor countries. But just look at this map here. Yeah? Because you can see the importance of the metadata and collaboration with other media genres, immersive data, transforming the media landscape, continuous digital support. That means metadata, yeah? You need to confirm your sources of your images and your media. So, down the rabbit hole we go. How did I end up down this rabbit hole? Well, probably a lot of places I came to before this, but starting with this, reading about more than 150 cultural sites in, that word I don't want to say, have been partially or totally destroyed as a result of, that word I don't want to say, in the country of, I don't want to say, according to a tally compiled by UNESCO, as if they have any kind of importance or believability. The UN, United Nations experts, what experts? Experts in what? Who? United Nations experts identified, as I saying, some people you don't know who we're not going to name, therefore it's not provable that it's even true or they exist, identified 100, some experts who we're not going to name identified 152 cultural sites. This is CNBC, by the way, who have caught and actually forced to delete one and hide another article that was fake news. It's about fake news, this. This is how I ended up down the rabbit hole, because I looked at this picture. I was reading about the cultural sites in Ukraine that have been partially or totally destroyed as a result of the war in the according to a tally compiled by UNESCO. Or what's a tally compiled by UNESCO to do with truth? So, these experts identified 152 cultural sites, including 70 religious buildings. That's to make you very, very angry. That's part of the narrative. 30 historical buildings. That's for people who are not religious, but might not be religious, but appreciate historical architecture like me. 18 cultural centres. Well, a lot of philanthropists who gave things there and invested in that who won't be happy either. So getting powerful people to side with this article. 15 monuments, 12 museums, as well as 7 libraries. So anyway, what caught my attention was this picture here. Yeah. This picture here, which says a view shows the building of a theatre destroyed in the course of the Ukraine-Russia conflict in the southern port city of Mariupol on April the 10th, 2022. April the 10th. Picture taken with a drone. Now, in the previous slides, I went across here and showed you these angles. Yeah. If you look, it goes in a straight line from the building. My suspicion was this looks photoshopped. So it actually looks really authentic. If this is a fake Photoshop photo, it's really well done, because I've looked at all the details of the trees and the playground here and the angles of these roads. But what does not fit is these angled roads, not curved, angled, and directly in line with this bottom, the front of the building, and then goes directly in a straight line out. So what I did firstly was, I wanted to know firstly, before even looking at that, yeah, what I really wanted to know was Mariupol. So of course I looked for Mariupol. That says Mariupol, but the theatre actually. Mariupol Theatre, you can say Mariupol Theatre, and there it is, yeah. So I closed in on it here. Of course, this will be old picture, but let's just close in on it. And so there you go, where the red thing is, and we can see it here on Google Maps. Yeah, we go on Google Maps. Oh God, where have I gone now? Sorry. Here we go. Take it in the middle, and go on Google Maps. And as you can see, the front of the building here, you can see a straight line but it's much wider here, and it's the grey concrete. It's a different coloured concrete. Yeah, I might be wrong. Yeah, but what I see here on this side is not a straight line. I don't see something here and then a straight line going up with a road going straight up this way. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see this straight road going here. Yeah, which, if you want to have a look, I'll just bring it up a little bit more. This straight road going here. Yeah, straight, completely straight angle. Completely straight. Oh, I didn't notice that actually. I'll have a look at that in a second. This completely straight road. There's no space between here, yeah, and this completely straight angle. Absolutely none. Yeah. I went to Google Earth to have a look. Yeah. And you can see here, there is no completely straight road with an angle, like you can see here or here. No, you can't see it here. You can't see it here, but you can see it here. It's a completely straight road. There's a line here, a straight road with an angle. So what I did was I wanted to just have a quick look at the metadata before using my own more sophisticated software. I just use Gimple online, gimple.com. So you can use that. Just actually, there are better ones. But anyway, so the full metadata, you want full metadata? Let's try it. Okay. It's a progressive Huffman coding. This is my file access date, yeah. File permissions PRW. That's telling you if you can write, if you can read, if you can execute. MIME type. All you can get is the subsampling, what color it's used, the image size. It doesn't tell you the location. It doesn't tell you what camera it was made with or anything, which means that this image, before it was used, yeah, by CNBC, had all of its metadata removed. Why? Why remove the metadata? Because the image was not taken, in my belief, in Mariupol. It's an image of Mariupol, photoshopped, and the image will have been too old in the metadata, and they obviously, they don't know how to manipulate and change the metadata, obviously, because they're not experts in that, they're experts in disinformation. And they don't have enough people employed. They don't know anyway. And I'm not going to give them a clue because one of them was going to watch this. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But obviously they've removed the metadata. And they haven't put any other fake metadata into it. And they don't know how to do it. I do, but they don't. And that's all I'm saying about that. So they could have made this. I could have made this photo on this EXIF data, say the location. It says here the location does not include location data. Yeah. So this photo has no metadata that proves it is real. It has absolutely no metadata here. Progressive DCT Huffman coding. You know, should we just do a search on what that is? Meta tag information is encoding, Huffman encoding, an overview, yeah, is lossless data compression algorithm. Yeah, image compression through DCT and image. Okay, so the image has been compressed. They've compressed it. They might not have deliberately done it. They might have just compressed it. But as I know, CNBC and NBC especially, they do 5 real news articles and then slip in a fake one. So let's just have a look here. You can see Does it have the date of this picture? Does it have the date when this was the latest update? 2022. What I can look at is that this. Let's have a look here on this image. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you. So, how can I do this now? How can I take this further? Just a second. Let's go here. You see, this was in the first slide. The portrait of a man in fatigues claiming to be the true identity of the ghost of Kiev. But it was actually taken from the archive of an Argentinian lawyer and superimposed. You know. So I'd already read about this, and so this also raised my suspicions because he's supposed to have bombed all these places. Yeah. By the way, this article I could recommend to you from the Art newspaper: 7 ways to spot fake photos of the war in. So this was an image widely shared on social media by the former of claiming to be a ghost of like the Red Baron, yeah, and he's supposed to have downed 6. Sorry, it's not Russian. It's from the forces, not from the Great Bear. It's from the Double Eagle. Do they have a Double Eagle? Do they have a Double Eagle in their symbology? That's something else I'd like to go to. Anyway, here we go. This debunks it and shows how they found out that it was a fake. It's a fake image, yeah. It's a fake image, and so it explains to you how to check fake imagery. I think I'd better explain that to you another day, really. So if you want to look for good news, by the way, I recommend you go to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists if you don't want fake news, because if you go to NBC, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, Gravitas or whatever, they're all paid for by governments and interested parties and people like the Bilderberg 500, which is a group of financiers, bankers and money launderers, basically, who control the world, and the World Bank, who control all the countries of the world through their debts that they owe to the World Bank by saying, we won't give you any more loans unless you do what we tell you. So, if you want real news, you go to this consortium of investigative journalists on icij.org, yeah? So if you wanted to, for example, for the Paradise Papers, they are the people who worked for 2 years in conjunction, and you can see, I'm not sure if it's on Amazon, Netflix or Apple TV. I think it's on Netflix. It's called the Paradise Papers. They are the ones who actually forced the Finnish Prime Minister to actually have to step down, because they all got caught with the offshore banking money laundering scandal. Yeah, so I would recommend you all come to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and study the Paradise Papers, everything they've got about Paradise Papers, which I shall be making a screencast vlog about, to try to condense the information. But as you can see, this is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of journalists, yeah, who got into the the Paradise Papers. The Pandora Papers is a different one. I'll tell you about that another day. Anyway, it's about I was mentioning the Bilderberg 500, who are behind most of the fake news that is manipulating the world, because the war that is currently happening in that everybody wants to stand for the what you might not realize is that there are 2 oceans, like the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, and in Constantinople in Turkey, they are the ones that since 1946 had the right to control, blockade or allow ships through the channel between those two seas. And so Sri Lanka buys their oil from the country, and lots of other countries get their metals and chemicals and oil and various very necessary things for their country to keep working. Can't get their stuff anymore. Yeah. So who are being affected? The people who buy things from either of these countries, yeah, from the attacking country or the country that's being attacked. Because the country that's being attacked can't get its ships with its goods out, and it produces 8%. The country that everybody's been asked to stand for, yeah, that was being sanctioned by the UN before they were invaded, for all sorts of things like human trafficking and pedophilia and drug trafficking and arms trafficking and hacking and all sorts of and money laundering and all sorts of things. Yeah, in fact, they had a PayPal kind of online payment gateway that was banned in so many countries because they didn't ask enough questions for tax, spying on you enough, basically. So we're looking now at a list of members of the Bilderberg 500. Yeah, I'd just like to say that from the United Kingdom, Eric Roll, yeah, he was the head of the Bank of England. Yeah, but he was also from the Bilderberg Steering Committee, the Department of Economic Affairs, and once the chairman of the Bilderberg Group. Yeah. Also, David Owen was the former British Foreign Secretary, yeah, in the Bilderberg Group. These are all members, yeah. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, the current Chancellor of the Exchequer actually just wrote to him to tell him about a scam, a money stealing scam where Google is stealing taxes for America. America is stealing taxes that Britain should be getting. I told the Chancellor of the Exchequer, who has just resigned actually the other day. I sent him the letter about a month ago. I wonder if it had part of to do with why he resigned, because I shared him information about the Paradise Papers with him and some of his colleagues. He wrote a letter. I could show you the letter he wrote to the Prime Minister of resignation. He's very, very, very down. And there are some other characters in here who I could show you. There are barons and chancellors of exchequers, yeah, Secretary of State for Business, and so many people. Look, Margaret Thatcher, Edward Heath, Tony Blair, and these are Labour people. Supposedly, David Cameron. This is supposedly Labour people. Mostly, yeah. But they're capitalists because they're in the Bilderberg Group. And Bilderberg is, of course, also got their own news channel and own most other news channels. So they're definitely involved. Anyway, I won't get you down that rabbit hole right now with the Paradise Papers and the Bilderberg thing. It was to do with spotting a fake photo, yeah, and looking at this, as you can see again, here you can see a straight line, yeah, but you don't see the road go over, and it's not this grey stuff. Look at it, it's not this grey stuff. Have another look. This is like tiled, rough, bricked, yeah, and you have this straight angle here, and this is the supposedly what I feel is photoshopped. This doesn't look like the broken red roof at all. It just doesn't. It just does not. And you got loads of rubbish here in the front. The sun is right. You can see illumination here. The sun is coming down here, which would throw a shadow this way. So that's actually correct and would cause me to say it's not fake. But this angled road here still bothers me, and these tiles here. So let's go back to the other browser. This angled road, and I don't see the tiles. Okay, there's some roughness. But I don't personally, because of the removal of the location, the deliberate removal of all the metadata. Yeah. And Google Earth, this image date is the 5th of the 7th, 2020. Yeah. So let's look for newer. Do we have newer? Can't click newer. You see. So what we have to do is hope none of the NWO are listening to this. If not, they'll deliberately get in touch with Google and change it. But if we wait a couple of years for Google Earth to retake pictures and come back here, and this roof is still here, and it says on the bottom here, Imagery date, yeah, Google Maxar Technologies, yeah, then look at this is the latitude, the coordinates of the point. Can I copy it? I can't copy them. Damn it. So this probably is not fake news, but somehow there's something with this road here. Let's just have another look, God's sake. This road it goes straight. It's a straight line here. It's a straight line, and it goes this way. And this just seems too wide, and I don't see a straight line here. Let's zoom in. Where's the straight line? There's no straight line. This is just a walking path. It's not a road. It's not a road, man. It's not a road. It's not a road. Look here. Where's the curve? Where's all the bushes gone? These trees are okay. So don't tell me this has been blown apart by the explosion. Don't tell me that. It went backwards. The destruction went backwards. No, it's not right. What's this rubbish here? Let's just zoom in a bit. What's this here? What is this round here? And let's go back to Google Earth and look at the old photo. Loads of trees here. Loads of trees. And no trees there. No trees. Okay. There's no leaves on them. There are on these. There obviously been... Why are there leaves on these trees and none on these? This is winter. And this... Why are there leaves on these trees? Oh, they're fir trees and these are not fir trees. So these are deciduous trees and these are ones where the leaves fall in autumn. So you've got one little tree here and two trees here. Here you got loads of trees. And yes, they are different, deciduous and what do you call the other kind of tree? I've forgotten. Really, this just does not make sense. It does not make sense. I do not see a straight road, and I see this curve here. Okay, that's out of sight. You would see here a straight road. You would see a slice here. There is no slice here making a straight road. The same width. The same width as this road. Or this road. That's a bit wider. Maybe this road, yeah. So about here you should see a straight cut. I see no straight cut. Have another look. Have another look. Have another look. Straight cut. Straight cut. Exactly in line with this. Exactly in line. No straight. They've just cut it off on the bottom here. They've just cut it off on the bottom here. What a shame. But this straight cut here and the absence of the trees here, whilst there is no absence of trees here, so no, and an explosion would have destroyed these trees, yeah, on both sides, yeah, they would have been completely. Why haven't they been damaged from this? Why have these trees are complete and undamaged after this? Yeah, these, it's winter and they're falling. Yeah, this has a straight line that doesn't make sense. This is bombed to pieces. A bomb like that should have produced so much fire, yeah, before it went out, that these trees would not be there. So that's actually the final point. And just have another little look to see if that's there. Yeah, it is there. So this is the building. It does exist. There is a parking lot. There is a parking lot. That goes downhill there. What's this here? Let's have a look. Actually, also something a bit funny, but no, that's okay. So there you go. What I see here is there is no straight line unless it's covered by the trees, but there's a curve here. It's just not right. It's not the right color. It's not the right tone. Should be this tone. Yeah, should be this gray tone here. And Google Earth, let's have a look here. Can we go here? Let's just go into Google Earth. Let's go into Google Earth mode. Can we? Can I go to this? How do I do it? Can't. It won't let me. It won't let me. Google Maps. Street view. Okay, let's have a look here. Why can't I go forward? Can't go forward, resume. There's another building there. There's another building there. It won't go out now. No, it will. Where's the other building? Where's the other building to the right of it? Where's this building? That's my dog. He's dreaming, if you could hear that. Where are we? Where's the other building? Is it this? Is that the other building? Doubt it. Looks a bit close to me. Have a look. No, that can't be the other building. Can it? Yeah, it's the other building. Being silly, huh? Being silly. Being silly. That's my dog panting. Being silly. So it's this one and this one, two buildings in that L-shaped building. And where's the one with the spire on top? Where's the one with the spire on top? What is that? Can't see a building with a spire. Anybody here see a building with a spire? Is that a spire? There's no spire on that building, and no spire on these buildings. But here, We can see a spire on this building here. We can see, but that's the L-shaped building. So where's the L-shaped building? And where's the spire? That has to be the L-shaped building, which shouldn't be to the side of, shouldn't be behind, rather the side of. Is it that? No. It's not that building. It's not that building. Let's have a close-up. There's the spire. It's an L-shaped building, and it's in front of this first building to the right of the museum. The first building, the second building, and then there's another L-shaped building. So that's the only L-shaped building I can see. Where's the spire? And the L-shaped building should be here, not behind it. We can see this building here. We can see this building next to it. So that's this building and this building. So where's the L-shaped building? This is 2020, huh? We're now looking, and this is 2022. So in 2 years, have they built that? No, this is April 2017, sorry. This was made in April 2017. And this building with the spire here is not there. It's not there. These two buildings are. Let's have another look again. For a building with a spire, for God's sake. There is no building with a spire. There is no building with a spire. There is no building with a spire. We can see this building next to it when we look to the right. Which is this. This building and this building. And we look to the right and we see, looking from the right here, we see this building here. Yeah? And we also see another building behind it, a little box, and this spired building, which is across the road from it, obviously. So, across the road? No, there is no road here, it's a garden. And this is 2020. No, there's no spired building there, I'm afraid. So, what's wrong? I don't know. I definitely would like to see a satellite image of today of this building, because I have a feeling that this, considering it has no EXIF data showing its location, and there's a few discrepancies with the buildings on the side and this angle, which some people might not see, but I'm sticking with it. It's just too angled for it to be right. But anyway, I'm probably wrong on that, because the thing what really makes the suspicion, apart from this, of course, if there's an article called 7 Ways to Spot Fake Photos of the War in Ukraine, it means there's loads of fake photos of the war in Ukraine, right? So, what really rose my suspicion at the beginning was this, and the colour of it. It's the leaden inside, and they've got some red here. It looks like it's painted with Photoshop. I do a lot of Photoshop myself. And it just doesn't look right for some reason. Although the darkness here, less darkness here and more light here, and the shadow thrown here, does look good, but they use artificial intelligence to give a light source to an image now. And this actually, they probably just, if it's Photoshop, they've done this and this and this. This is black and white here. This is in black and white. They've actually tainted it black and white. They've actually used some black and white here. But these trees, the only real main point of contention I could find with this really is that if this roof was blasted to pieces, there would be fire and explosions. How come these trees are completely intact? Yeah. So, decide for yourself, because I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying I have a slight suspicion that that's the case. So, it's not my best debunking, but it does raise suspicions, because how the hell would those trees remain intact without a single leaf burned? Nah. Look at the roof. Well, come on. Look at the roof. Look at the state of the roof. Look at the rubbish lying around everywhere, except these lovely green trees. Where's the fire damage on the trees? It looks more like a demolition with no explosive at all. How can this have been bombed? I do not see any fire damage at all. And how would those trees survive that whole roof being blown up, and the trees are just completely intact? Can't imagine those trees without a single burned leaf or a broken branch. Never mind the angled streets. Well, that's me for this one. Leaving this rabbit hole until I'm not leaving it, but I'm going to wait and see what more info I can get on that, and try and find images of other buildings that really were bombed that had trees next to them, and look what happened to the trees. So, I'm Jan Spencer for this time, signing off.